Hey guys, this is Thomas from Panorama9 again, and this message is for all my Facebook friends and colleagues and other network, and especially also to salespeople coming into our Candidates Day next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. So if you don't have any interest in our product and service at this point, this may not be for you, so you should close down. But if you're curious and want to know what it is that we are working hard on, you should pay attention. So I'm only going to spend a couple of minutes just to teach you and also to give you a little glimpse of some of the things that we will talk about on Tuesday night. And the product is, as you know, a product that is meant for an IT manager or bookkeeper or any person really that is involved in the IT department or is involved in making sure that IT is working smoothly. So we have 4 different corners that I want to introduce. So the first one, as you see, is availability. And then number 2 is vulnerability. And then we have compliance. And then we have asset. So let me just talk about first, just skip the page here and go to availability. So as you can see, the availability is all computers and servers and other kind of equipment, what we call peripherals. That will be routers and switches and printers and copy machines and anything that we can get our hands on really from an electronic perspective. Is that hardware and service program, whatever it is it working? Is it running and is it working? That's what we want to kind of address and make sure to display in this dashboard. And also what we want to bring to the attention of the person using this program is all issues concerning capacities. That means hardware, hard disk space, CPU and RAM especially. Do we see anything here that is alarming? Is it trend going forward? Is everything okay, or can we already at this point see that you need a bigger CPU or you need some more space on your hard disk if the trends would follow? So what we're trying to see if it works, and also if there's any unusual things to look at, and also if we can see the trend is going in the wrong direction. So we're trying to detect smoke basically at this point. And also another availability issue that we want to measure or look at is what we call internet services. And that means, is a website working? Can you from outside, from any other place in the world, can you access the website that your company holds? Is a mail server working all right? That means basically, can you receive and send email? Are you at some point on a blacklist? I think everyone knows I try to be on that, so we can be notified, so we can take some action on that. What about our internet connection? Is it working or not working? And then active sync for mobile phone users, which just means that are you, as a mobile phone user, able to receive emails and calendar and contacts and so on, which is sometimes a challenge. We want to take a look at that. And then also from remote users, can they access the VPN and the terminal system to access the servers inside the company? These are some of the availability issues that we want to cover in our first version here coming out in January. So on the vulnerability part, and I know we have some Danish guests coming to our Candidates Day that may not be familiar with these phrases here, but vulnerability simply just means the threat often in security matters. So this is what we'll cover here. So first is antivirus. Is antivirus installed? Is it running? And is it up to date? These are 3 different things. And it can actually be a combination of the 3, or it can be 2 of those, or just one of those. But we want to make sure that it's installed on all items. It's running. It's actually running and working, and it's up to date, meaning it has the latest signature provided by the provider of your antivirus software. On a network traffic matters, we are looking for suspicious traffic and unwanted traffic. So these are also two different things. We may know as an IT manager that we do not want to have peer-to-peer traffic, for example, different kind of sharing of film and movies and so on. We do not want to have that, so that we'll call that unwanted traffic, if that's what you wish to do. But we may also be the judge, if you will, or at least the people that will see trends and things that is not normal, and therefore be able to block the suspicious traffic. That's what we mean with that. And that's within the network of the company. Then we have an old classic here, software patches, which is, we have a lot of good companies in the world that does this. So it's nothing really new about it, but it still is a pain and it takes a lot of time. So software patches is all software patches up to date across the line, and we're talking both Microsoft patches and the more difficult ones, that is other brands such as Acrobat Reader and Flash and Firefox and other products like that. And last we have firewall, and here we mean not the firewall in the company, because we'll look at that other places in this dashboard, but firewall on your local desktop. Is it running? Does it have to run in the company? That's something you decide as a company, but especially when you are remote, it is wisely and normal to use a firewall for your laptop and so on. And we can actually guide people and actually show them whether that's true or not, and whether it's actually enabled or enabled in that matter. So that's the vulnerability part. So I want to go on to compliance, and that's a buzzword still here in Scandinavia, I want to say, especially for small clients. But what we mean with compliance is basically, are we following the IT politics that we have set up in our company? And we have three kind of elements. We have behavior, we have software, and we have SLA, service level agreements. Let's start with the behavior. First we have, is it okay to use an USB device to, save PowerPoints and documents and so on? I think most people are using that. It could still be a threat at some point. It's an easy way to spread documents and also viruses and so on, and you can also lose one of these USB sticks and so on. But is it something that you're okay with? But we wanna give you a tool so you can actually control it better and easy. Screen lock just means, I don't know if it's the right phrase that I'm using, but it simply just means once you walk away from your computer, we all know that it's wise to lock your computer down, or at least to bring into a screen lock. Especially if you leave it for a long time and strangers are walking around at night and clean and what else, it may be wisely to lock that. Password strength, we all know that when we enter a new site today, it pretty much shows us whether our password is strong or not. So we want to give the tool here to the IT administrator to see who has not a strong password, basically, and then notify us and help these guys to make a better one. Documents saved on desktop, not encrypted. So it may be okay to save it on the desktop, if not a server in your company. But if that's okay, and you have a desire to make sure it's encrypted, so if you lost your laptop or whatever, you would not lose the information, or at least someone will not be able to read what's there. So making sure that we can control some of these things. And that's, again, these are some of the things that we want to come out with in the first version. Software and compliance. Which software is unwanted? Is there anything that we don't want to have in our company? Which software is potentially harmful that we may know about and want to bring to your attention? License missed to purchase. I don't think this phrase is the right one. If any English-speaking native people are laughing, but what I mean here is do we have any, it's all in the asset part, but we want to make it into a compliance here. So if there's something that you need to buy that you're using and you do not own the license, we want to, of course, tell you here also. The SLA is an internal track system, if you will. So this, you could say, is the IT department towards the company or towards the user. So if the the availability is below 99%, we want to put a note here. We want to make sure that that's kind of is going to be addressed under the compliance. We don't think that's good enough. If there's any critical vulnerability that has not been fixed, have been brought to your attention, but you have not fixed it within, say, 7 days, we also want to put a little remark here in the compliance dashboard or compliance report, if you will. So these are some of the things that we want to address and also release 1st of January. So the last one here is asset. An asset is everything that we actually own in our IT world, and we have actually divided up to 3 different categories. If you see, we have user detail, which is for many asset management tools not a common way to look at it, but we think is very important, maybe even more important than the actual asset itself. Then we have software detailed and hardware detailed. User detail is who has logged on and off our equipment. Who is my user? Where are my users located? Are they remote? Are they on a trip? Are they in a country? Are they sitting from home or so on? We want to give that display to the IT personnel. Software detail is what kind of software do we have, and do we have too many or too few licenses? That's very simple what that is. And hardware detail, what kind of hardware do we have? So that's also very simple. Thanks, guys. I hope it hasn't been too boring. It's actually 11 minutes at this time. Feel free to check out anytime you want, and I will come with more updates when I think I have something that I want to show you. So have a good day.